Hey guys, welcome back to the Crochet with Kelsey channel. My name is Kelsey. I'm a crocheter, small business owner, pattern designer, and content creator, owner of Crochet with Kelsey. And in this video today, as the title suggests, I am going to be market prepping. So I have a market in 2 weeks, and I think by starting now, I'm going to get ahead of it and hopefully be totally ready by the time that the market comes around. So I haven't done a market in about 5 months, so I have plenty of inventory that I've been making and kind of stocking up on. The first thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to kind of take inventory. As you can see, it's kind of a mess back there because I was getting everything out to kind of see what I have and what I need to make. So after I kind of see what I have, I'll figure out what I need to make and put it all on a list and check it off as I can make items. So in this video today, I will be pricing, I will be market prepping, I will be showing you what I'm bringing to the market, and hopefully you can find a few patterns that you like. So let's go ahead and see what I'm working with. So I went ahead and got all of my little keychains out to see how many I have. And I normally like to have all of these full with 2 keychains. As you can see, I have a lot of octopuses, octopi, I guess, and I won't need to make any more of those. I won't need to make any of these little bear chunks. And I definitely need to make some more little chicks because those are my best sellers. So I'm going to see how many blank spaces I have. So I need to make 15 keychains, and I'm going to leave this out just so that I can kind of have a better idea of what items I should make. I don't know if I'm gonna switch it up this time, but I do like to make some patterns for my little claw machine buddies pattern pack. So I might make a few of those and we'll see what else I decide to make. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I need 15 keychains. And I am running dangerously low on claw machine items, so I definitely need to make some more of those. And I will be using patterns from my claw machine pack again. So we have a doggy, we have a bear, we have a bee, and a cat. So the only one that's missing is the little chick, and those usually sell best for me. And then I also like to put some little octopi in there as well, and those seem to sell pretty good in the claw machine too. So I'm gonna say I want to make at least 8 claw machine items. Next, moving on to our little car mirror charms. It is an outdoor market, so I will be able to display these on my tent. And I have 3 little Frank the Frogs. This is a pattern by me, and I made a bunch for my last market, so I have a few left over. And then I also have this little Stitch guy, and I have this little monkey as well. So I know the birds on swings do really well, so I'm probably gonna make a couple of those. I also have a few patterns from Becky's Plushies, and she makes some really cute Studio Ghibli themed ones, so I'll probably make maybe 2 Soot Sprites, 2 Totoros, and 2 little chickens. I feel like out of all the birds on swings, the chickens normally do best for me. So let's add that to the list. Two Totoro swing, 2 Soot Sprite swing. All right, the list is already building up a little bit, but at least all of these are pretty small items. So next over here, we have our mystery boxes. So we have 7 mystery boxes. I like to take about 12 to the market. So I will add 5 mystery boxes to my to make list. Amazing. And excuse the mess, but whenever we come over here, we have 2 different bags, as you can see, and this one has things that are priced, and this one has everything I've made in the last 5 months, so none of it has been priced yet. So I will need to get around to pricing all of these items, and there is a lot. They're all different sizes, so that's probably gonna take a while, but I will let you know what I price everything for and show you my makes in there as well. And then we come over here to our little baskets. So I made these little Grinches for my last market and they didn't sell. So obviously it's May now, so can't have those. But I have two little baskets. So these are gonna be my $12 items and these are gonna be my $10 items. So I think I'm set on that. I might wanna make some more little Pokemon in this style because those seem to sell really well. I usually make a few Pikachus and a few Eevees. So if I have time to get around to that, I will. But as you can see, I have plenty of large makes. And I also have like my giant Charizard that's up there. I have a giant Totoro as well. So I think I'm definitely set on big plushies. I will say though that a lot of people have been saying that Darth the Fury has been selling really well for them at their markets. And that is a pattern from Snugglebeans Crochet. So I think that I might want to try it out to see if it sells well for me as well. So I might add one of those to the list. I'll definitely add the little $12 Pokemon and the Darth as like items I can make if I get everything else done. Looking at this list, I know it looks a little overwhelming because they're big numbers like 15 and 8, but most of these are small items, so I think I'm going to be able to get everything done. And you know, worst case scenario, even if I did show up to a market with everything that I have, there's no way that I'm selling out. But the market that I'm doing is a new one that I've never done before. It's at Clyde Warren Park in Dallas. So if you're familiar with the Dallas area, it's a park right in the middle of downtown and there's always a bunch of food trucks. There's always a bunch of people there. So it's not one of those events to where you have to really hope that it's being promoted well because it already has a lot of good foot traffic. So I'm really excited for it. It's put on by a company called the Boho Market and it'll be my first market I've ever done with them. The booth fee was $200, but I feel like in Dallas, like if you want to stay close to Dallas, Bonnie, shut up. If you want to stay close to Dallas, you definitely are going to pay a little bit more. And that's something that I'm kind of used to by now, which it sucks because I'm like $200 worth of inventory is a lot, but at the same time, as you can see, I have a ton of plushies and I really need to sell some. So let's hope that market prepping goes well. I'm super excited to make some more little items and I hope you guys enjoy coming along for the ride. All right guys, so I market prepped a little bit. I only have 8% battery remaining, so I'm gonna try to make this little clip snappy. But I did want to get on my chick and chicken grind, kind of knock out everything that needed the yellow, red, orange, and white because I had all those colors out. So I ended up making 3 little chicks for my mystery boxes. I have my mystery boxes right here. I get these off of Amazon. They're in my Amazon affiliate link if you're interested in getting the same ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and box those up real quick and then we can mark that off of the list of items that I have to make. So in my mystery boxes, I put the plushie, of course, and then I put a little sticker and the boxes are really nice. You just kind of squeeze them to open them up. Have all my stickers in this nifty little box. So I'm just gonna put a random one in there. This person's gonna get a frog. And then I do a quick little quality control check for any like extra little fluffies that might be stuck on the plushie. And then I pop it in the box and then I close it up. And then I also have some little question mark stickers and I put these on the front of them, as you probably saw. I have no idea what that says. And I peel that off and I just pop that sticker right on there. So I got all 3 of those little mystery boxes packed up and I did change my list up a little bit. So I actually put every item like by the item so I can get a clearer picture. I knocked off 3 of them, so yay. And then I decided to make my little swinging chickens. So this is a pattern by Close Knit Crochet that I use all the time. I absolutely love them. There's patterns for a flamingo, a penguin, and a mallard as well. And I actually freehand the chicken, like the little thing on top, and I just use the chick pattern to make these. So yay, 3 car mirror charms done. And I'm actually not gonna make any Totoros. I'm just gonna make the chickens, which I'm done with, and then I'm gonna make some soot sprites. So I can go ahead and knock off the 3 swinging chickens. And then I tried to start making some little chickens for the claw machine items, but I don't have any 6mm safety eyes, so I'm gonna order those today and hopefully get those done soon. I just have the little like corpses, and the chicken is a free pattern available in a YouTube tutorial, so be sure to check that out if you're interested. And I also decided for my 2 mini Pokemon, I'm going to make 2 little dittos from Crafted for Comfort's pattern to put into my $12 bin. So yeah, this was the first day of market prep. I'm kind of sad because I was kind of in a flow state, and unfortunately I ran out of safety eyes. I don't know how I didn't have a single pair of 6mm safety eyes. I'm usually pretty good about like reordering stuff, but I didn't today. So stay tuned for the next little clip and hopefully I'll have some more stuff done. Alrighty, so my safety eyes finally came in, my little 6mm ones. So I was able to complete all of my little chicks and my little chickens. So I made 4 of my little chickens. This is a free pattern that I have available on my YouTube channel as a tutorial, so you can make these little guys yourself. They probably take like 8-ish minutes to make, and all you have to do is make this little part and sew it on, otherwise it is no sew. But it's really simple, really cute. And since I already have 2 chicken keychains, I'm going to make 2 more of these into keychains, and the other 2 will be claw machine items. I was totally out of my little chicks. So my little chicks are like one of my best sellers at markets, and I actually had none of them. So I went ahead and made 10 of these little guys, and these are super quick. I did time myself, and these take me 7 minutes to make. So I made 10 of them. They're really cute and I love them, and I can see why people love them as well. So I'm going to split these in half. So I will have 5 of them available for my claw machine items, and I will have the other 5 made into keychains. So got all that done. So let's take a little look at my checklist now. And I am gonna go ahead and mark off the keychains that I've made, even though I haven't put the keychains on, but I usually do that like after everything is crocheted. It's like one of the last things that I worry about. So here's how the little checklist is looking so far. So I have some more keychains I need to make up there. I got a good bit of keychains done, got a good bit of claw machine items done. I only have 1 more claw machine item to make on the list, but I'll probably make a few more, and I think I'm going to make some little octopi for that. And then I need to make my 3 little soot sprites on a swing, and then I need 2 more mystery box items, and then I need 2 more mini Pokemon. So for the mini Pokemon, I decided I'm going to try Crafted for Comfort's little ditto pattern, because I have kind of been pulling away from making as many Pokemon after all of the copyright madness that's going on with Pokemon, but I know that the Pokemon always sell really well, so I am going to do 2 of the little dittos, and I haven't tried that pattern before, so I'm super excited. I also didn't mention, but this is also a free pattern by me. It's available over on my Instagram. It's called the Claw Machine Chick. So I feel like I'm in a pretty good space right now. Tomorrow I'm probably going to prioritize making my little car mirror charms and the rest of my mystery box items. And I'm also planning to price everything tomorrow, so wish me luck, and I will see you then. So it is an absolute mess in here because I have been market prepping today, but I have made some good progress. So I finished 2 more little octopus to go in my mystery boxes. I also made 2 little whales to put in my mystery boxes. This pattern, oh, hi Max. He just woke up from his nap. This pattern is from Petite Soiree Crochet on Instagram. It's called the Bubble Whale, and the little octopus can be found on Sweet Softy's website. It is the 20-minute octopus, but it takes more like 12 to 15 minutes probably. And then I also made a little bear for my mystery boxes. So this bear is a pattern by Crocheted by Lana. It is a gummy bear pattern, but I just put eyes and a nose on it to make it a regular bear. So I now finished all of my mystery box items. I'm very happy about that. I feel like I'm in a good spot. So the next thing on the agenda is making the rest of my car mirror charms. And I actually started making a little soot sprite, and I just need to make his swing and put the little stars on him. So I'm going to make 3 of these total. This is a pattern from Becky's Plushies. It comes in a bundle with some other Studio Ghibli characters as well. So that's next. And then I also want to try to finish making the little dittos that I had planned today. So we will see if I can get that done. I'm really hoping that I can. But looking at my list, I actually made more mystery box items than I originally had planned to. So this is what my list is looking like. So I have a lot of keychains that I still need to make. Got a lot of keychains and claw machine items checked off already though. All my mystery box, oh, I can check those. All my mystery box items are checked off. And I just need to make my 2 little dittos. And now I'm coming to the realization that I probably will not be getting around to making another full-size plushie, but I think that I'm in a pretty good spot, like I said, so hopefully I can get the rest of that stuff finished tonight, and then tomorrow will be for finishing up keychains, claw machine items, and for pricing. So I'm really looking forward to that, and then I should be all set for my market. That is in 4 days. All right, guys, so last night I said I was going to finish my little soot sprites, and I was also going to make my 2 dittos that I had on my list, but unfortunately the soot sprites took a little bit longer than I expected, and I decided to go ahead and stop there for the night. But I did finish them, so this is what they look like. They're super cute. It's a little tricky to get them to sit perfectly in the swing, so that's just something that you kind of have to set up correctly at your market and kind of position it how you want, because they can easily just like fall forward like that. So this is a pattern from Becky's Plushies. It's really cute. I've made a few of these in the past and they've always sold pretty quickly, so I'm excited to bring some of them. And it's kind of funny because I made 3 of them, and since I cut the felt by hand, their eyes are kind of different shapes. So this one has the biggest eyes. This one has the second biggest eyes, and as you can see, he's leaning forward, which is a little issue. And I know I need to clean these guys up before I take them to my market, but so yeah, that's the one that has the medium size eyes, large. And then this is the first one I made, and after making the other 2, this one just looks like he's seen some stuff. He's seen some ish, and he is traumatized. But I think he's still cute. I think people will still like him, but I think out of the 3, like, I like the bigger eyes the best. It gives it more of that soot sprite personality. And in the past, I've crocheted more than 1 star to put on, but I just did 1 little star for these. I wanted to keep it simple because I do sell these for $15, so I didn't want to spend like too much time on them. But yes, they're really cute. I really like that pattern. So that's all I got done last night after my last check-in. But today I was feeling productive. I wanted to get a few more items knocked off my list, so I did try Crafted for Comfort's little ditto pattern, and I'm obsessed with it. I think it's so cute. And I was going back and forth about if I should give it a smile or not, and he does have like a little smile. In her pattern, the mouth is just straight across, which is also really cute, but I like them. They're just little blobs, so these will go in my $12 basket, and they worked up really quickly. I used some old Parfait chunky yarn that kind of had like a gross texture to kind of stash bust, and I have a whole skein pretty much of that left, so I'm definitely gonna make some more of these in the future, and I have a good feeling that these guys will sell. And then I wanted to finish up my claw machine items. So on my list, I only had 1 more claw machine item that I needed to make, but I realized that the little octopi that I put in there are very popular, and I realized that I didn't have any of them. So instead of just making 1, I made 5. So this is that little 10-minute octopus pattern from Sweet Softies. I made 3 in blue and 2 in purple, and I think they are absolutely adorable. I really love this pattern. Like, I've probably made hundreds of these in my life. It works up super quickly, and I just can't recommend it enough. So now I'm officially done with all my claw machine items, which are my smallest items that I have, which if you market prep, you probably know that making smaller items sometimes can be more of a pain than making larger items, but it is really nice making those smaller items because you get that instant gratification. So the last thing that I have on my list that I need to cross off is a few more keychains, and I wanted to kind of mix it up because right now I just have like the basic items that I normally have at some of my little claw machine items that I just put on a keychain, and like some other little things like this little whale from All From Jade's pattern. And it's just kind of, yeah, it's kind of like I have 6 or so items and I just make a bunch of each. But I wanted to mix it up this time and kind of add some new items into my rotation to see if there's any more potential best sellers that I can keep in mind for future markets. So I tried a new pattern today. So this is a pattern that I found for free on Instagram. It's from My Universe 64, and they're little strawberries. So I thought they were really cute. I'm just gonna make 2 of the new patterns each because I don't want to make a lot of something and then I realize, oh, nobody is really interested in this. But I think this is cute. I think for like, you know, like a trendy teenage girl, you know, who is too cool to have like little plushies, I think something like this might appeal to them. I would definitely have liked something like this when I was in high school as a little bag charm. So I obviously still need to put the keychains on them, but I have 2 of those marked off my list. And my plan for tonight is to make the rest of the keychains. So I'm probably gonna make 1 more whale, 2 little frog guys. I used to make these little frog guys all the time. I don't even know if I had used a pattern for it or not, but I kind of remember what they looked like, so I'm going to freehand them. But I know that those sold pretty well. I don't really know why I stopped making those. And then I'm also going to make a couple of little soot sprites. So essentially I'm just going to make the like circle with the eyes, and we'll see if that sells. I honestly have no idea if it will or not. I was thinking about making it in fluffy yarn, but I can't really justify selling these for so little when working with black fluffy yarn, and fluffy yarn is much more expensive than the normal chenille yarn that I use. So I'm just gonna keep it simple, and I'm only making 2 of them, maybe 3, so we'll see what happens. So now it's time to do the thing that I usually dread the most about market prepping, and it's pricing my items. So I have this giant bag of plushies that needs to be priced. And yeah, it's been for actually 5 months since I last did a market, so I have a lot of inventory to price, but I'm going to go ahead and knock that out because I am only making smaller items that I already have like price tags on the table for. For example, I have this little keychains, $8 thing, so everything will already have a price and I won't have to put prices on any of the new stuff that I'm making. So I'm just going to record myself showing you the item that I'm pricing and what I'm pricing it for. There will be a lot of cutting down during this video because it can kind of take a while. I have this little box, and oh my gosh, I need to get more business cards. There's none in here. But this little box has price tags that I've previously used. I always keep them so that I can use them again in the future, and then a Sharpie, and then I have this little hole puncher which has some more little price tag things in there in case I need to make a new price tag. And sorry guys, I didn't have my mic on there for a second, but I'm going to go ahead and do this, and then I will obviously cut it down so that you don't have to watch the entire process of me digging through price tags and whatnot. So let's go ahead and get into it. First we have this little Siamese kitten. This is a pattern from Crafted for Comfort, and I'm going to price it for $30. Next we have this really cute little Loch Ness monster, and I am going to price this at $65. Up next we have my little Alan the alien, and I am going to price him at $15, and this is a pattern by me that's Patreon exclusive. Next we have this little Lila the bunny snuggler, and I'm going to price her at $35. This is a pattern from Spooky Stitch Witch. Here we have Everett the Explorer Bear. This one was actually on my shelf for a while, and I decided it's probably time for him to move on and try to find a new home, so I'm gonna try to sell him for $65. Here is my little bear. That is a pattern by me. That's actually a free YouTube tutorial. So definitely go check it out, but it's super quick and it's really easy to work up, and I'm gonna price this guy at $15. Up next, we have the Three Little Weirdos. It's gonna be sad to see these guys go, but I hope that they can find some good homes, and these little guys I will be selling for $30 each. This little Francis is a pattern from Crochet for Comfort, and I'm going to sell him for $15. This little elephant is from Knots and Snuggles pattern, and I'm going to sell it for $50. This little Torchic is a pattern from Crochet for Comfort. All of the proceeds for this one actually go to charity, so if you like Torchic or if you like Pokemon, I would highly recommend it. But this little guy I'm going to sell for $30. Up next, we have this little Pikmin inspired guy. He's actually Millie's Star Dude pattern, and I believe that is a Patreon exclusive, but it is by Red Mills Crochet, and I'm going to sell it for $40. Up next, we have this little star guy from Lemon Cat Crochet's pattern, and I'm going to sell him for $70 or $75, whatever I find a price tag for first. I've been texting Millie this whole time with pieces that I'm just not sure how much to price. I don't know why pricing is so hard for me. It's just so difficult for me to gauge how much my own work should cost. So I kind of just guess, I kind of just think about how much people would be willing to pay and also how long it took me to make. But anyway, that moves us on to our next items, which are my Lainey and Lorelei patterns, and I'm going to sell these guys for $40. It's also really hard whenever you design the pattern, because obviously it took longer than just reading a pattern and making it, but you have to kind of take into account how much time you actually spent crocheting the pattern, not actually frogging or writing the pattern. So when I look at my patterns, I'm like, oh yeah, those took a really long time. But yeah, I'm like stopping to take pictures of every single little piece and tons of other things. So that's also an issue because I have a lot of patterns that I've made. I'm going to sell this little mandrake from another pattern from Millie for $35. I have these three little dinos that are patterns from Dee Dee's Plushies, and I'm going to sell each of them for $15. Up next, we have another one of Millie's patterns, this little pesky pixie, and I'm going to sell it for $40. Up next, we have my little Crumble the Monster pattern. That is a Patreon exclusive, and I'm going to sell it for $30. Up next is this adorable cat from Snugglebeans Crochet's pattern, and I'm going to sell it for $30. I'm going to sell this adorable little mushroom guy from Stitches for Switches pattern for $45. I'm going to sell my Braxy the Wyvern for $90. Ollie the Ogre is a pattern by me, and I'm going to sell him for $65. This adorable Nessie pattern was actually my first make of 2026, and I'm going to sell it for $65. I don't remember if I said this or not, but it's a pattern from Crochet for Comfort. Elo and the Healer is a pattern by me, and I'm going to sell her for $75. This was my first Patreon exclusive pattern of 2026, and I'm going to sell my Flo the Flower for $50. I'm going to sell this adorable little Evie from Spinx Crochet's pattern for $20. I honestly forgot about this pattern until like just now whenever I pulled it out of the bag, but this pattern is so cute. I'm definitely gonna market prep some of these for my next market. Peaches the Kitty, the very first pattern I made with my little weirdo body style, I will be selling for $30. So I actually haven't sewed the envelope on all the way because I am not fully sure if I want to sell it as the messenger otter or just as a regular otter and take off his accessories, but I'm going to price him at $65, and I am going to keep his accessories on. This is a pattern by me. For my little Livy the Love puppy, which was actually a little desk buddy for quite some time, I'm going to price her at $55. These are the little flowers I made from Dee Dee's Plushies pattern, and I'm going to price them at $20. And these little cuties from Stitches for Switches pattern, that is kind of a mouthful, I am going to price both of these guys at $15. And then I have my little forest book buddies. I'm sure you guys are absolutely tired of seeing them, but I am taking them to my market, so hopefully you'll never have to see these specific ones again. But I'm going to sell each of them for $15. I had my bookmarks at $20, like whenever I sold the dragon ones, but I think these are a little more simple. You know, they don't have as many parts that need to be sewn on, so, or not sewn on, but like crocheted in. So I'm gonna try 15 for these, and I'm also a little bit desperate to get rid of inventory. I am so happy that I am done with that. I do have a few more items that need to be priced, but I'm planning on hopefully filming a pattern roundup video, like part 1 tomorrow, to show the things that I made this month that I am taking to my market that I might not have whenever I am ready to do my full pattern roundup video. So the next pattern roundup video is going to be 2 parts, and the first part is everything I've made leading up to the market, and then the second part will be everything I've made after the market. So we'll even see if I make anything after the market. And those 2 videos might have a little bit of overlap since I have been showing you all my makes for market prep. So I'll hopefully finish those keychains tonight, and then this weekend I can just get everything packed away, and hopefully it doesn't rain on Sunday. There's a little bit of rain on the forecast, and it is an outdoor market, so I'm a little bit worried, but we're just gonna have to see how it plays out. So I'll check back probably tomorrow. All right, so it is a new day, and I finally finished crocheting all of the inventory that I needed for my market. I crossed off every single item on my checklist that I had made, and it feels really good. So here is a list of all the items that I made for this market. Yes, I didn't get around to making that very last one, but that's okay because I have plenty of bigger items that I've saved up over the past few months. And for the last of my keychains that I needed to make, I made a new pattern that I've never tried before, and it's this little frog. And I think it's really cute. I made 3 of them total. So this little frog I found on Instagram as a free pattern from a creator called Oh My Yarn, and I think they turned out really cute. They're a great keychain size, and I'm really excited to see what they'll look like on the keychain. So after I made those, I decided I was just gonna make 3 little whales from Do you want to say hi? I'm not cutting this at all. So after that, I decided I was going to make 3 little whales from Jade's free pattern on Instagram. They always sell pretty well for me. Here's one that I've previously made, and I made 2 of them. And then I realized that I'm totally out of 10mm safety eyes now, so I needed to pivot and figure out something else. So I did decide to make some little Soot Sprite keychains as well. And honestly, I wish I didn't, because it's such a pain to cut out the felt for the eyes, and then it kind of looks like smushed whenever you put the safety eyes in. But anyway, I still think they turned out cute, so I made 2 of those. So the frogs, and the strawberry are the 3 new keychain patterns that I am trying out for this market. So we'll see if they sell, we'll see if any of them seem to be getting a lot of attention. So I'm excited because it's been a while since I've like freshened up my keychain inventory. So I'm really excited to see how it goes. So I do have some like little things that I need to get done before the market. I still need to obviously put the keychains on all of the little keychain plushies that I made, and I need to cut out some signs, and I'm actually doing a new setup at this market. So I am doing a U-shaped setup, so I'll have a 4-foot table and 2 6-foot tables. So I actually ordered a new tablecloth for that matches my other ones. So that should be coming in tomorrow, and the market is in 2 days. And there's also rain still on the forecast. I know I had mentioned that before, and usually it's kind of just a nightmare because I take all of my plushies and kind of just throw them back in the... That's Max, he just got the zoomies. And I just kind of throw them all into a bag that I brought them in, and it's not ideal because the rain can come in from either side and the wind can be really strong too. So I actually bought some like tent walls. It's basically just a little plastic wall that's like flimsy. It's like the same material that the top of the tent is made out of. So I'm excited to try that out. Hopefully it's not too hard to set up. And another thing that I'm changing about my setup is that I'm not going to be bringing the pegboard. So in the past, I've had the pegboard to put all of my snugglers on, but for some reason, I don't know if it's like the area I'm in, but the snugglers don't seem to really appeal to a lot of people because I have a lot of really cute ones. I even have like Pokemon, which are great sellers usually. But yeah, I've just had them in my inventory for a long time and I can't seem to get rid of them. I'm also gonna bring the bin of plushies that I've had for a really long time that I just like haven't been able to get rid of. And at my last market, I called it the bargain bin. And at this market, I made a new sign for it. I'm gonna call it like market deals or like market specials, something that makes it sound not like I really need to get rid of these plushies. So it did pretty well at my high school craft shows that I did during the holiday season because it's like an easy grab. Like a kid will come up to the booth and you know they'll want something and then the parents are like, oh well, why don't you look in this bin? And a lot of people bought stuff from the bin, so I feel like that's better than just having some of those like older plushies out because some of them I've had for probably over like at least over a year, maybe even 2 years. Some of like my old patterns that I made that I realized I needed to kind of get rid of, and just some items that, you know, are maybe like a little weird or, you know, don't look great, like whatever it is. But, you know, I still think that there is a place for them because I mean, I can't just throw a plushie in the trash. Like, I feel like every plushie that I make has a home that it's supposed to go to. So we'll see how that goes. And instead of putting it on my table, I might actually try to put it on the floor. If I have a leftover cube like that, I might just prop up the bin on that so that it's like a little bin that people can scavenge and dig through. So we'll see how that goes. I'm just really hoping that the weather is good. In my next video, I will be doing a market vlog and sharing my results from the market. So if you stayed along with me for the market prep portion, be sure to watch that one as well so that you can see what sold and what didn't. And then the week after that, I will be doing a pattern roundup, which will be every plushie that I made in the month of May. And it will include all of these makes, so I'll be giving like the total plushie count that I made, which I'm really interested to see because I have them all laying out right now and it looks like a lot. And I know that they're smaller, so they're obviously quicker to make than some bigger items, but there's also some other patterns that I've tested this month that I've really liked. Yeah, I'll be filming the first half of that pattern roundup probably tomorrow before I get all of my inventory like packed up and ready to go. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to like and subscribe, comment, and let me know what your favorite little plushie I made was, or if you have any questions about markets. I have done quite a few at this point, so I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. And be sure to tune in next week to see the results. Bye.